Hey guys, you are watching the City Surrey Showcase. If you're not familiar, this is a City of Surrey funded initiative where we get to showcase musicians that have contributed to our wonderful music economy here in Surrey. My name is Keely Scott, and for me personally, this is a bit of a special interview because I get to chat with one of my best friends in the entire world. This is Max, you guys. Hi.
Hello. Thanks for having me, guys.
So this is weird because we were in a band together for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
many years.
That's how we know each other. So it's not like it's going to be new for me to ask you about like all the things that we're going to talk about today. But for those who don't know you, tell everyone like how you started with music and kind of how you got to where you are now.
Okay, so where I started with music, yeah, it's kind of been a lifelong thing. Ever since I was like a kid, I would say, my mom got me Rock Band. I was not interested in playing guitar. Like I was not interested in doing music at all. I was like, no. And, you know, she would play Prince in the car and it would be great. But I was never like, I'm going to be a musician. And then Rock Band came along and I was like, okay, this is cool. And she's like, do you want to take lessons? I'm like, okay. Sure. You know what? I'll try it. And
we've done it the fake way. Let's do it the real way.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, this can't be that hard. I've learned it through Rock Band already. So, and then, yeah, basically. And then, so I started taking lessons. And then from there, it was my teacher, Jesse, at the time, Jesse Birch, by the way.
Jesse.
Yes. He's like very, very quick into my lessons. He was like, you want to try a band situation?
Oh, wow.
It was like within like maybe a couple months, maybe.
He did that to me too.
Yeah. He throws you in there, which I think is the best way to learn.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then from there it was like me, my brother, and then some other friends at that time.
Yeah.
And then eventually we ended up meeting through Jesse as well. Yeah. And that was the band stuff. And since then it's just been bands and music pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's like, its grasp on me has become stronger over the years. Yeah. It's like consistently becoming more part of my life, which is cool. Yeah.
I feel like we've had this conversation though, like your relationship with music in different mediums has changed because it started so much in that band format, right? And now you're producing full time almost for other people too. So like walk me through kind of like the steps of where it went from, okay, band and like studio, like band and like performance and live and working with other people a lot to like moving more steadily into, I think, a studio world is what you've kind of come to now, and then whatever's in the future.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like it's like externally it looks like it may have changed, but I feel like it's the exact same thing that I was doing in the band room, just in front of a computer. And even back in the day when I was a kid, whatever, like we'd be recording a lot of this stuff too, right? Yeah. So it's like I feel like I'm doing the same thing that I would do after school. Yeah. Now, just as a career, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I'm very lucky. I feel very lucky to be able to do it. So yeah.
Well, Jesse had that whole studio in his basement too, right? Like I remember maybe lesson 1 with him. For me, we were already recording like a multi-track session.
I think it was also because he was like he was really interested in the recording process. Yeah. And so I think that
and the band development,
everything, like the writing, and so I think that process was just like instilled in us early on.
And I feel like it's important to work with other people early on too.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, which probably helped you a lot too moving forward, learning to work with, because you've worked with so many people now. You've worked with Fionn, you just did Molly and Elle's album with 604 Records. Like, tell me more about collaborating with Molly, because you had a really, really sweet Instagram post about it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, I'm not on Instagram that much anymore, but I posted because I felt like I should talk about the art that we made. So I think Molly's great. It was just a really wholesome and heartfelt experience that I think opened my brain up to like a lot of possibilities within music, less as like a musician and more like an artist, because I think when you're a musician, you can think about yourself like a musician and then you can approach music in a very musician-y way. Yeah. But I think that's a good thing, especially when you're learning how to play your instrument. But I think it can be a wall you have to break through and realize that, okay, you have the skills now. Like you're good enough. Like you're always going to be good enough no matter what. So at that point, where do you go? And I think it's kind of like finding why you do the music, why you're a musician, why you're an artist in the first place. Like what draws you to the core of making something. because at the end of the day, we're using music to communicate something, right? And I feel like that's just, it's art at the end of the day. So I think working with Molly was really cool because she doesn't think of a certain way that it has to be. She's very open. And I think that mindset is something that I've been trying to practice every time I get in the studio or even writing something on my own. It's kind of like just openness, not having judgment on your work before you finish it. Because, and even when you finish it, because it's not up to you at that point, you know, it's kind of like you've made the thing, you've done it, you succeeded already. So I think it's up to others at that point.
Yeah.
They can take it as they will.
Kind of like the creative process is for you and then the actual end result is for your audience.
Yes, 100%.
That's such a unique perspective.
Yes.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Because I always used to feel like for me, once I put something out, that's the sense of relief of, okay, yes, I finally released it. But then it's like, okay, what do I do next?
Right. Yeah. Because then it's dangerous because you can attach all the success of the release or like how well it got, the results to like what the value is. And that was me for many years, like throughout Ludic and even before, you know, like it was kind of like, oh, well, if it didn't perform, then it wasn't worth doing, which is completely the wrong way to think about making music or art because that's not how it should be at all.
It was more almost like a business attachment than an emotional attachment. At that point, it's like, am I just doing this because I feel like I'm forced to because I've invested this many years into it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did that switch of perspective kind of lead you into now you're working on your own stuff? What's that going to be like and how are you kind of approaching it?
It's funny. I mean, it's the new stuff is for me personally, like I've never written my own music, which is kind of crazy. I've always written with another person or a band situation. Yeah. And I would always write songs. Like I would write songs for a project. Like for Ludic, I would be like, here's a song idea. And then we would develop it after that. Yeah. But it's really fun and freeing to be like, I can do anything. Like there's nobody else to tell me what's right, what's wrong. Nor should there be any right or wrong. But I think like when you're alone in your own head or your room, you can really just dive into the process. Yeah. And then the deeper you go in the process, it's kind of like just the more you learn about yourself. I feel like it's like every time I make a song, it's a weird mirror. Like a weird, different mirror, shaped mirror, like reflecting something differently about myself. So I think that, and even with other people's art or music, I find that too, but when it's your own songs, it's very clear that's what's happening.
You find yourself shocked at what you created. You're
totally.
Like, oh no.
You're like, wait, what? And I'm sure you've had that experience too, right? You write something, you're like, I didn't even know that was going on.
Yeah. Or even the opposite, where I'll be working with someone else and it's like, you know, that breakthrough feeling when you're working with someone else too, sometimes it's just so satisfying. Like I love working with you too, because I feel like you're like, we bounce off of each other in a way where it's just like, it's got that satisfaction. I feel like some collaborations aren't as satisfying and it's nice to have that solo time and that input where it's like, nobody has an opinion on this but me until it's out. I love that perspective, honestly, like that. The creative process is for you and the release is for your audience. That's it.
100%.
That's a good perspective to have.
Yeah. And then the release for your audience, it's like, you just want to be able to, if you're ready to share your work, it's for other people to then take and then they learn something about themselves through their music, through the art. Cool. Because they listen to what you say and they're like, oh, interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of timeline on like when your stuff's going to hit the world? Or are you still kind of working on it?
I don't know. I'm working on it quite quickly. Like I like to work quickly because I think after a certain point, it's kind of like, unless you're discovering new things, if you're just nitpicking yourself, it's destroying the art. Yeah. It's kind of like getting rid of a lot of the energy or the emotion that you've put into it. If you retrack things too many times or you take the wrong mindset when you're doing something, because it's very easy to mess up something. Yeah. It's like this like balance of all these like weird things happening together. So
I feel called out. I'm such a perfectionist when I'm tracking.
I think it's a fear.
You gotta
thing.
let it go.
Yeah. I was also, and I still somewhat am, like I have to stop myself. Yeah. To be like, no. Like let's keep because the human moments are the most important thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the best advice that I ever got too, because I'm not like primarily a singer, but I do vocal lessons because I was singing background and stuff like that, is like from a vocal coach that said, if the emotion is shining through, but it's not the technically most amazing performance, it's still going to connect more. I feel 100%. Like everything's the same way.
It's everything.
Yeah. Everything about music.
It's everything about music and art and just life.
Yeah. Like,
like in general, you don't have to be perfect.
Man, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like I learn a
agree.
lot about life through music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a vision into yourself.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
One question we always ask people when they come on the show is, if you had a piece of advice to give to somebody that wants to get into this industry, what would you say?
I would say not to think about it like an industry. I think I think if you want to create music or your own art, I think you cannot think about it like a career, which is very counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Because once you start thinking about it like a career, you start making decisions about it, like from a career perspective. And that can be good, but I do think you have to find the true reason why you do it. And that takes a lot of time and years. And I think the career will come, like whatever the career means or the industry means. If that means working with your friends, which is what I'm doing now, and they happen to be supported by a label, then that's great. But I think it's just kind of, there's no plan in the music industry, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah.
There's no like, this is how you do it. And if somebody tells you that's the way, they're probably wrong, because that's only worked for one person, or that one person they know or them. So it's not you. And it's so, I don't think there's any way that I can say, this is what you should do. Just make music and connect with other people who are making music, and put your music out when you're ready, and make as much of it as you can, and don't limit yourself. That's what I would say.
If there's one thing I've learned from doing 4 seasons of these interviews, it's that everybody has a unique journey. So that's a good point.
That's exactly right.
Do you feel like you had a lot of like unlearning to do by
For
spending
sure.
too much time thinking about it as an industry or a career, and not spending time on the art? Or...
Maybe not about the industry, but I think there was a lot of like fear or like shame around it, like or not feeling like I was good enough to do it, which I think is
imposter syndrome.
It's very that.
So
and I think if you're willing to put your heart into it, you'll get the skills that you need through it, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
It's cheesy, but
I get it.
That's true.
Cool. So you're not on Instagram as much anymore, but in the meantime, until the original stuff comes out, where can we find you online?
I mean, if Instagram is fine.
Yeah, nice.
Even though I don't post that much, but it's just Maxton, but the A is an 8 instead.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. I mean, when the stuff goes up on Spotify, that's a good place to find it. But
what's it going to be under? What
not
artist
sure
name?
yet. That's
Still
why I'm
not
trying
sure.
to figure it out. Yeah.
All right.
So I had some ideas, but
it's all a process.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. This has been really fun, just for me personally too, because I love you. You're awesome.
Oh,
And thanks to everyone at home for joining the Music City Surrey Showcase again. See you next episode.
Somebody else, oh yeah. Both of the headless and heartless, dancing with themselves, oh yeah. You're not a boy, you're a liar. I'm not a liar, I'm just high. Why me who's got inside? Two people I don't even like. Make it like any way we want to. Why bleed? We don't have to. Just shut your mouth, I don't really want you. Are you holding on? Don't you wanna get a move on? Sleep is on so easily. I'm gonna have the money to be other than getting out of here. Oh, don't you wanna get a move on? I'm in another body who's in somebody else. While you're turning over the whole apartment, looking for someone else. Did you find it? Did you find it? Leave it to me to kick the door. Did you find it? Oh, did you find it? Oh. Feeling nothing when you found it. Oh. So why me? fake it like any way you want to. Wildly, you don't have to. You just shut your mouth. I don't really